you got there?
Brett Fleming, school captain, of course.
Indeed. And you're doing all of the art?
No, that job has been given to Danny Markovina.
Danny Markovina, right.
So if you want to check that out, go and see Danny.
Alright. And you feel this is all worthwhile?
Yeah, it's good. No pay bar.
No pay?
No.
Oh, well, you'll be out there receiving it next year. You've been, well, you tell us, how long have you been at this?
Yesterday we started.
Right, that's Sunday afternoon.
Yep. We were here from 10 o'clock in the morning till about 4:30 in the afternoon.
Right.
Doing all this, blowing up balloons and
making gold roses.
Yeah.
Gold roses, yes.
Yes,
All around the floor.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Ashford kindly donated that.
Did he, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Rolls of it.
Rolls of it.
Yep.
Okay. And do you think all of this trouble is worthwhile?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hope that next year's Year 11 will treat you the same?
Yes. Yeah, we've gone through a lot. We've missed out, like, not only on sort of, you know, we've sacrificed our Sunday and we've come here today just to finish it off. But it will be well worth it.
Okay. Sharon, do you have anything to say?
Just that I never want to make another gold rose in my life.
Okay. And what do you think of Year 12 as a bunch of people?
I think they're great.
They're a good bunch.
Right.
Yeah. We've got on, we've gotten on much better with them than the Year 11s and 12s have in the past. So, they're
Okay.
good.
Great bunch. Okay.
Yeah.
Any words of encouragement or farewell to them?
We think you're great, and we hope you enjoy the night.
Right.
Yeah, yourself?
And good luck in the future. Go and get whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
See
you.
you later.
Thank you.
Heaven's got a number when she's spinning me around. Kissing is a color, loving is a wild dog. She's got the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look. Naked to the top is a lover's disguise. Banging on the head drum, shaking like a mad bull. She's got the look. Swaying to the band, moving like a habit. She's a miracle man. Loving is the ocean, kissing is the wet sand. She's got the look. She's got the look. She's got the look. What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? When everything I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look.
I'm Garth McLean and I will be chairing tonight's proceedings. I wish to welcome the following important guests and their spouses. Year 12, our principal, Mr. and Mrs. Crowe, a deputy principal, Mr. and Mrs. Atwood, a Year 12 advisor, Mrs. and Mr. Carl, a Year 11 advisor, Mrs. Stanton, Vice President of the PNC, Mrs. and Mr. Natman, staff, parents of Year 12 and fellow students. Welcome. We hope you have an enjoyable evening. I have a message from John Fahey, our local member, which says, please convey my very best wishes to all of Year 12 students in the forthcoming high school certificate examinations. I trust the hard work of recent years and the support of the dedicated teachers will translate into that result which each student is hoping for. Yours faithfully, John Fahey. We will now proceed with the meal and
Connect with Bowral High School, which seems like half a century. I'm just pleased that we've been able to live to reach this time. Thank you, Jenny.
I agree.
She agrees. What does Mum think of the situation?
Oh, I think it's just been a wonderful evening and an auspicious occasion.
Oh, she even got that out. Yeah.
Despite the fact that Angela dropped her spoon.
Melissa, this is the end of an era, isn't it? Okay. What will...
Moulding my character throughout the years at Barrel High.
Is this your mother, Melissa? Oh. Well, Melissa, what is Barrel losing now that you're leaving? It's tragic. Fine. Kane? Who is it? Who is it? Joining the head?
Party afterwards will be even better.
According to...
Mr. Lloyd, to me. Your names are engraved on our memories. On the toilet doors, the backs of the chairs, the wrong hooks.
What is all
And on the back of the
Have you anything else to add?
About year 12 that you can put on that.
Unprintable, alright. Vanessa, what are you going to miss about Barrel when you leave? Hessian bags. Jenny, what are you going to miss?
We're going to miss it.
No, Jenny.
Yes, we're going to miss it.
Here it is, Jenny. What are you
We're going to
going to miss?
Hessian bag. We might get some style when we leave Barrel.
Some style or style? Some class. Hessian bags. Is that our uniform, is it? Is that the...
No, that's what we're wearing tonight. Tonight we're wearing Hessian bags.
Oh, right. Okay. Brett, how do you think the night's going so far, mate?
I think it's fine. Are you enjoying your food?
Yeah. Excuse me, Kevin. Kevin. Incredible memory of Year 12.
When they were only Year 11, got to class a little bit late. The class was on edge. I can see something had obviously happened, and the lesson started, and then they were saying, "Where is Colin? Colin was here this morning. Has anyone seen Colin?" And after eventually I picked up my cue and I said, "Where's Colin?" And Colin was outside the window. We were on the 3rd floor of the building, and Colin was on the ledge outside the window. Now I was tempted to close the window and lock it. There was this little face anxiously trying to get back into the classroom, so I opened the window and I said, "What are you doing out here?" And he said instantly, "I dropped 20 cents.
A memory worth bottling.
Indeed. So we hauled him back in and he was in a good deal of trouble thereafter. But the things a Year 11 student will do for 20 cents.
Indeed. Total control too, I noticed that. Okay, mild-mannered Year 12 student who has had 12 years of bringing up parents. What did you learn out of those 12 years?
Yeah, it hasn't all been easy.
Right.
Well, there's they've got to get over the parties and the alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, they've got to get over us getting over the alcohol.
Right.
While we're getting over parties. The parties have been good for us. I've always found it hard to deal with the bedroom the day after. But
What, the cleaning up afterwards?
oh well, yeah. And then dealing with the parents straight after. The hardest part, although for me, has been dealing with the girlfriend's parents. Girlfriend's parents have always been the major hurdle.
Have they do?
Yeah, and I won't say too much on that issue because...
No, because, look, here they are. Yes.
So,
yes,
I'll
mum's
keep
the
quiet
word.
on that one.
I mean, no.
But other than that, it's not too bad.
Yep. What have you found about bringing up parents through the HSC? Come on.
Renee, say something, don't you?
Come on, Renee, a few words on bringing up parents.
Anything at all? No.
We've embarrassed her. Well, there it is. It's on national television. John and Emma. Yes. Bringing up their child at Barrel High. We're going to ask them what have they learned about bringing up Emma Yells to HSC level.
We found actually that it was quite a simple matter to bring in.
A simple matter, obviously, but someone like yes.
Stimulating child to have around the house.
Stimulating?
Yes, I'm very intelligent, you know.
No, it was a simple matter to bring you up. Remember that word?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it was really. She's intelligent enough to be
Right.
She trained you, in fact, she has trained us rather well.
She has. All right, let's go over to Emma. What's the hardest part of bringing up parents for HSC?
Getting them to let you stay out all night at parties.
And partying.
Yeah.
They don't realise that part of extracurricular is partying, you see?
Yes, well now we know. We
Now
are
they know.
now
learning.
aware.
Okay, we're learning. Well, Emma, in a word, what do you got to say to the future generations of people coming through Barrel High? Any advice? How to bring up parents?
No.
No advice?
Stay cool.
Stay cool. Parents, any advice to the parents?
Yes, we're
Stay cool. Hang loose.
hang loose.
Okay. Thank you for your participation.
It's a pleasure being able to stand up here tonight and talk about the wonderful bunch of Year 12 students we have here at Barrel High School. It would be improper not to mention the achievements and successes of our Year 12 during 1989 in sport, music and culture. 1989's Year 12 proved to one and all that they were experts at everything possible to do with modern day school life. In music, several Year 12 students were involved in the box office hit Dracula Spectacular. Kathy Perry, Martin Knight, Lisa Powell and Anna Deep all contributed their talent and time rehearsing after school hours, which was certainly appreciated. This year also takes credit for being the backbone of the big band in its heyday. On another front, Joseph Hatford will be remembered as one of the school's outstanding debaters. In sport, the reincarnation of rugby league to Barrel High was a highlight of the year. This consisted of making Year 12 many thanks to his ocean support, whose efforts were rewarded with a very competitive unit. Not so much in the try-scoring department, but plenty of tests were paid, and the accompanying war chant, Oogie Oogie, always performed so eloquently by Grant Davey and the Wandering Dilberries, transitioned to Barrel culture. And who can forget Mr. Farrett's team of golfing choppers, including Bradman, Murchie, Armstrong, and the great white goat of Nancaro. As you can see, Year 12 has certainly spread themselves out and contributed to every area of achievement. To comment on our school captains, I'd like to quote Barrel High's leading academic and thinker from the English staff. Who would have thought that a person who spent most of last year talking in class and giggling could have turned into such a sensible, quietly competent, effective leader in 1989? And as for Brett, he has shown us all that it is possible to overcome the twin handicaps of being short and coming from Hilltop. as school captains. Year 12 is a difficult year, a year of hard work, exams and maturing, but it's also a year of happiness and special friendships. I'm just glad that this year's Year 11 was able to enter their senior years with such a wonderful bunch of Year 12 students. I'd now like to ask you to stand and charge your glasses for a toast to Year 12.
At last I can say, welcome to our Year 12 farewell. This is an evening to which we have all been looking forward to for such a long time. Ever since we entered the gates of Barrel High School in 1984, as little Year 7 students, awestruck by the size and complexity of the school, and the feeling that we had 6 whole years before we could get out of the place. We felt as if it would never really happen. And don't you remember being terrified of the Year 12 students? To us then, they seemed so big, so mature. They looked like and now, well, I've never really noticed that anyone in our year looked that different to the way we did in Year 7. But there must have been a gradual transformation somewhere along the years, because as I look about at you all tonight, you all look so big, so mature. And the frightening thing is that there are a few people who are the same age as us, who were in our year not so long ago, and now have children, and some of them are married. Perhaps we have reached adulthood at last, but spare a thought for our parents. Their little babies have all grown up. For most of our lives, our mums and dads have been the biggest influence upon us. They decided where we could go, what we could do, what we wore, what school we went to, how much money we could spend, and so on. But then came adolescence, and we began to want to make our own decisions. We wanted responsibility. We wanted to wear weird clothes. We wanted to go out late. But most of all, we wanted to be treated like adults. Well, there may have been some confusion, a few arguments, and our parents probably grew a few more grey hairs. But most of us have finally reached the stage where our parents are willing to trust us and give us independence. And even though we don't always make the right decisions or act in the most mature way, they've been willing to let us go. And for a parent, that's a very big step to take. After all, they created us, they nurtured us, they've supported us. When we needed help, they've guided us. And now they're just left to hope that they do the job. But if you care to gaze about the room tonight, I think the parents of Year 12 can be justifiably proud. There are some great achievers in our year. One only has to look at the brilliance of the art major work in the HSC this year, the excellent standard of the HSC music performances, the achievements of so many of our sports people, and the academic ability displayed by some of the people in our year. But apart from the more obvious attributes, every single Year 12 student has some special quality which sets them apart from everyone else. I think that if you consider the fact that in Year 12 there are 81 students and that we have all shared one mountable designed for around 25 students for the past 10 months, and we have never been thrown out or in trouble for our use of it, except for the day during the trials when the cleaners threw us out because it was such a mess. You will realise that our year is composed of a fairly responsible, cooperative group of people. Perhaps we may not have been quite as studious as our teachers would have wished, but by the time we sit for the HSC, I'm sure we will have learned something. The teaching staff at Barrel High have helped us so much over our years here. They have been more than just educators. They have become close friends, ready to help us when we're in trouble. And I know that we are all most grateful for their assistance, and all of us certainly will miss their companionship. and especially Mrs. Carr, who, as our former mistress, has given up hours and hours of her own time to write reports, organise things for us, and worry about us. And then she has had to cope with our frustrations and anger when she has had to force us to do things we didn't like. Thank you, Mrs. Carr, for everything. Barrow High itself is a fabulous school, filled with motivated students, enthusiastic teachers, and a great deal of potential. Over the past few years, we have witnessed a marked improvement in school pride, illustrated by the high standard of school uniform, a vast upgrading in our school's reputation throughout the district, the introduction of a peer support program, new discipline policies, a welfare program to assist those students having problems at school, the development of a more efficient, enthusiastic and aware student council, an involved PMC, and the much-needed construction of new rooms. All such factors can only be of benefit to students and to the local district. And to Year 11, who organised tonight so well and did so much work for the Year 12 fundraising disco. Thank you all so much. And to Gemma, Garth, Chloe and Damien, welcome to school captaincy. I know you have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a wonderful experience and I'm sure you'll all be most successful. I can honestly say that my time spent at Barrow High School has been marvellous. I have learned and experienced so much here, and when I look around at the great people I've met with and the superb potential so many of them displayed, I believe that the future is filled with endless possibilities. Thank you. If you would all care to be upstanding, I'd like to make a toast.
I'd like to call upon Miss Moreau, Principal of Barrow High, to reply.
Thank you, Garth, and thank you, Chairperson Gemma. Students of Year 12, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I think after having heard both Nicole and Gemma speak, you have to agree that our future, particularly through our young people, has never been in better hands. And replying to Nicole's speech is extremely difficult, as I think she brilliantly covered just about all aspects of the school. But I'd like to say a couple of things, in particular this particular time, over the last week or even less, we've been honoured in the district to have Sir Donald Bradman and his wife Lady Bradman here, recognising the achievements of one of our older ex-students of Barrow High School. And it was interesting to read in the Daily Telegraph last Saturday, under a large headline, Bradman Craze hits Barrow. And that was on Saturday morning. It was written by a Daily Telegraph reporter, and it had things like this in it. And reading it, one would think that there was a little bit tongue-in-cheek, maybe a little bit of derision about Barrow, which was a little bit disappointing. Things like Barrow and Spring is almost too beautiful, won't go. Local parks and bowling greens are mini botanic gardens. Take away the flowers, it's still a postcard perfect place. And I wouldn't like to complete that particular sentence, because of course it talked about dogs in the main street. And then it went on to say, and I quote, "It is almost a relief to see and hear spotty, raucous high school students along the street in the late afternoon." And as both Gemma and Nicole said to you, they're so big, so mature. Looking around the hall tonight, one can certainly see many high school students. In fact, I think we have something in the order of 150 or 160 mixed around the tables here tonight. And of those, 81 who are our distinguished guests tonight will shortly become ex-students of Barrel High School. And in no way could you refer to them as being spotty. And at present, you could not refer to them as being raucous, but maybe later on. So maybe the spotty, raucous high school students that this particular reporter observed in Barrel on that particular day, maybe they came from some other high school. Who knows? Students at Barrel High School in the senior years have always shown themselves to be courteous, certainly resilient, and academically hard-working and socially responsible. This is a tradition that's been carried on for many years, and hence the school's motto is Excelsior. The first group of students to reach the leaving certificate, and this is what our Year 12 are doing tonight, sat for their examination in 1915. That's 74 years ago, and those students who still remain would be at least 90 years of age or older. In 1920, for instance, the Barrel District School, as it was known, called the place of the state's of intermediate high school. So we began our high school days in 1920. And in that time there were 120 students in the secondary section. By 1925, the school had become a grade 1 intermediate high school, and it finished students all the way from Winslow, Penrose, Exeter, Undernoon, Mossvale, Barrel, Mittagong, Lower Mittagong and Braemar. And Barrel Intermediate High School became respected in education circles as one of the best intermediate high schools in the state. So there is a tradition which I think you will fully appreciate has been established, and I think in the words of Nicole, she has been referring to this during her particular speech. In 1924, for instance, this is about the time Sir Donald Radman was at school, 10 students passed the leaving certificate. I say pass because in those days you had to pass fail dichotomy. You were passed or you passed. Now, we all sit for it, we all pass. But 10 students passed the leaving certificate in 1924 would represent about 10% of the total school population. Tonight we have 81 students who will sit the HSC, and this represents a little bit less than 10% of our school population. In 1984, and there are quite a few students here who remember this, 78 little bright-eyed, bushy-tailed boys and 73 similar sorts of girls enrolled in Year 7 at Barrel High School. Tonight, in 1989, there are 37 of the 78 boys remaining and 44 of the 73 girls remaining. Give or take transfers in and out. And I guess the girls are more resilient than the boys, but these figures are quite intriguing, especially when people talk about girls in secondary education. So we have tonight 44 out of 73 girls remaining from that Year 7 intake and 37 out of 78 boys. The deeds and determination of some of our students over the last 65 to 70 years are quite outstanding. Those who commuted in those days, this is the early 1920s and 30s, they commuted to the school by steam train. They came from far away as Winslow, and it meant arriving at school every morning later than 9 o'clock. They were always late for school. Their transport home they referred to as the Orient Express, and it was made up of a goods train with a couple of passenger carriages. And on a Monday, this train didn't always run, which meant that they had to leave school and catch the 12:30 train back home again at lunchtime. So it wasn't a very long Monday in those particular days. The alternative, of course, was to stay on at school and then catch the 8 o'clock passenger train at night time, and in the middle of winter, in those days, because it was not very much having heating or lighting, it was a pretty miserable existence to wait around Barrel station till 8 o'clock to get a train home at night time and turn around and come back again the next day. On those days when the school train did run though, it rarely left Barrel before 4:30, and Mossvale, they got as far as Mossvale, where it detached one of the passenger carriages, and the driver and the fireman then had their tea. The students were confined to the carriage, which was left in a loop line, and there they filled in their time. Once the train went cross-rail, it was always dubious, it was about even money, as to whether it could negotiate the Weir Hill and make it up to Exeter. On many occasions it didn't, which meant the train had to be divided. Half would go on to Exeter, the other half would remain on the line until the engine returned again to pick up that half and take it up to Exeter, where it joined up again. And this left the 30 students, of course, and there were 30 students, which is a significant number in those days, stranded in the dark and the cold. The remainder of the journey then to Windsor Road proceeded uninterrupted. Or, by the time the school train reached London noon, the station master there had to make a decision as to whether the 8:30 p.m. passenger train was too close for comfort, so the school train was again pushed into the loop, and there it had to wait. On occasion, and this is the words of those who travelled in those days, they referred to people who made decisions as the authorities, took pity on the students and allowed them to join the passenger train. After all this, every day, one needed an iron will to have the slightest enthusiasm for homework or for home study. Yet, they passed the leaving certificate. They also won scholarships and exhibitions to the university. These students of Barrow High School today are of the same resilient and determined nature and of the same quality and the same proportion of those that existed 60 and 70 years ago. Tonight we pay tribute to our Year 12 and wish them all the very best and good luck, as we say, fairly well. You are a high quality product from top quality schools, and we have every faith and confidence that you will more than adequately uphold the excellence that has always been associated with Barrow High School. We wish you good luck and all the very best. Thank you.
I would now like to call upon Brett and Nicole to cut the cake.
Mrs. Taylor, what do you feel, Mrs. Taylor?
Matthew, there you are. Quickly.
Oh, is Matthew's here as well? Hey, Matthew. Good to see you.
We'll sing and dance for you.
Now, Mrs. Taylor, how is it that, could you see yourself here even 12 months ago?
How is it that you're able to live like this?
Yes.
Yes, good, all right.
Don't ask me why.
No, all right, well, let me go in another direction. All right. Do you think that... Come on, Mrs. Taylor. 2 years. Has it been worth it? Been worth keeping him here?
No, I'm not going to let any of my other children do it.
Adam's left, okay, at this stage, so you can basically be really honest. Okay? Has it been hard?
Yes. I wouldn't do it again with choice.
What would you say to other parents who are looking?
Don't let them do it!
No?
No.
What's the hardest part of bringing a child through the HSC?
The fact that he doesn't study, that he doesn't do any work, that he doesn't do any homework.
Right. Right, he's vegetable material, is that what you're
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, he's here as a tourist. Okay. And if you were going to say to parents some word of advice, if they've got children in that vein, get rid of them at year 10?
Sorry?
Get rid of them at year 10?
Oh, yeah.
Tell them, put them in the work.
Oh, yeah, I told Rebecca she definitely can't do years 11 and 12.
They've got to have
I'll leave
the right
home. She can stay and I'll leave.
Cool.
Wasn't too bad. Discipline was good.
Discipline?
I never got in trouble all that much.
No? No, I saw your discipline slips the other day. It looked like an absolute wallet.
I absolutely loved geography. Went there every lesson.
Right. Who was your geography teacher? Who will you always remember?
Surly for sure.
Surly, eh? Over there. Just over there. Let's have a look at him. There he is. Geography teacher. Never forget him. He's pulling out the money now, eh?
Yes, but my 6 years overall was enjoyable and
I'd do it again any day.
Do it again any day.
Do it again any day.
Okay, where are these other two, mate? Why would you feel you would have been better served in Chev or Oxley?
Oh, no doubt about Barrel High.
Barrel High, number one, is it? Number one choice. What about you, Adam Taylor? Adam? Yeah, well that's, here it is, a monosyllabic statement. Yeah, right.
It's been a tough year, hasn't it, Adam?
Let's not teach this guy English, I'm worried. He's in HSC.
I'm coming back next year.
If you had to say a word of advice to up-and-coming students facing HSC, what would you advise them?
At least 5 hours study per night.
And would you agree with that, Adam? 5 hours per night? Perhaps 6. Perhaps 6. Yeah, what do you reckon, Mum?
Oh, of course.
Oh, of course. Well, thank you, gentlemen. You probably have helped some future candidate. Thanks for you. She dared say go away to the cameraman. And now look at her. You've got to get that one to the camera. Yeah. Very brave when the camera's not on, Charity, but yeah, when the camera comes on, look at you. Lump of jelly. Can you say it again? Mr. Hawkins.
Don't push your button yet.
Well, come on, Mr. Hawkins, an opinion on Year 12.
I was very fortunate to be away for one term.
Right, I agree. Okay, how are your physics students there, Al?
Bearing up line in the circumstance.
Right. What was this about a drought year?
Yes, it has been a bit of a drought year. The budding Einstein, top of the bottom.
I think, yes, I can agree with that. Miss Smithers, Mrs. Smithers, an opinion please on Year 12? Be outstanding in your memories. Can you think of anyone that comes to mind?
Yes, Emma Yells.
Emma Yells, yes.
I'll tell you why.
Right, she comes to mind. Any reason?
Yeah, I'm going to state the reason.
All right, yeah, well most of us understand why. Okay. Mr. Hawkins, who comes to mind?
I think Josie Cadford is a great student.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Manwaring?
Pretty uniform bunch of nice collectors.
Okay, well thanks for that. Memorable students that you've met in 1989?
Oh, definitely Colin Armstrong.
Colin Armstrong.
Yes, multi-talented golfer extraordinaire.
Right.
He could surfboard on the top of tech drawing tables and climb out windows to retrieve large sums of money.
Right, that sounds like good historical evidence that you've got there.
Eyewitness accounts.
Right. Okay, so who takes the Churchill Award?
Oh, certainly.
What?
Jenny Cummings said that she hates them.
Hates them. Any
Jenny
reason?
Cummings.
Jenny Cummings.
Jenny White.
An opinion. Why, Jenny? Be honest. Come on, this is...
Come on, Jen. Why?
I never said anything I was misquoted.
Misquoted, she says. All right, what are the evidence? What's the evidence here? Was she misquoted? What did she say?
We hate
lie.
Yeah, Ashley Ellis, would you lie? No, never. I agree. So Miss Cummings lied, okay? Who would you count as outstanding in Year 12?
No one?
No one?
That's all I want to say.
Stop.
Shame.
Okay. Any comments about Year 12?
Yes, Colonel?
I think the majority of them are really nice.
Okay. Does anyone sort of stand out amongst them?
I think the two girl captains and Brent are very good. Graham Davies.
Hey, that's what I was
I think the two girl captains are brilliant.
Thank you, Gar. Hello, everyone. You know, it's funny how in 6 years the attitudes of teachers change within us. When we first come to school in Year 7, our meaning of a teacher was a ruthless dictator with no mercy whatsoever. But as we grow older and as we become seniors, they become really good friends, as Nicole said. And it's that atmosphere that the teachers build for us that help us in our education. We have a lot to thank them for, and we've gathered all that we can out of their brain
That's when we turned out textbooks. And we replaced it with insanity as well. And over the years we find that the teachers are the people, and as we know, all people are different, and we have some crazy teachers as well. You get some crazy little science teacher trying to hypnotise everyone. We've seen them come and go, we've seen favourites too. And so now, it gives me great pleasure to thank on behalf of Year 12. I'd all like to ask you once more to stand. Start back class. Make it toast. This is barrel, start the barrel high. So it's easy. Thank you. On Mr. Ashford to reply.
I thought, in what way could the new deputy to Barrel High School reply to the current post of the staff of Barrel High School for the Year 12? It reminded me of the comment that Mr. Smith made when I asked how were the results in the trial for the general studies. And he said to me, he said, well, don't take a lot of time in marking them because they won't take very long to mark at all. So I thought, well, there's no good looking at the academic record at Year 12 to work out some comments to make. So rather than that, I decided the only other thing I could turn to was the discipline slips from the Earlier in the year I had reason to visit some of the Year 12 students for rather intimate proceedings that were happening around the environments of the school. And as I said then, I changed the names to protect the innocent. So again, I've changed some of the names to protect the innocent and some of the comments that staff have made, honest comments I feel, that they've made without duress of having parents read them in a moment of weakness. So the names might not be the same, but then again they might be. A letter written that states, I'm writing to tell you that Colin has been caught once again with cigarettes. This one is the disobedience, playing up on the roof. Failing to report to detention, read playing cards in the senior common room. Lisa was repeatedly told to stop listening to a Walkman radio during silent reading. I don't know whether there's more than one Emma in Year 12. Refused to get her books out. Continued to make a paper aeroplane out of her new assignment sheet. Took advantage of a change of subject and decided that her new choice would be sitting in the sun. Did not report for sport, said she had an accessible task to do in the senior study. However, I checked and she was playing cards. And this is one that all to take a little bit of advice from in the coming weeks. And please don't let this happen to you. He was informed many times to prepare for a maths test, but when he arrived, his first words were, may I have a lend of a biro and a calculator? I have a lot of respect for the Year 12 of Barrel High School. You have been a superb group of young adults. You have only brought credit on yourselves and to this school. I know that the staff of this school appreciated the efforts that you have put into your studies and into your school life over the last 6 years. On behalf of the whole staff, I wish you every success in the coming examinations and for your future.
To make a presentation to Mrs. Carl, year patron, I will call upon Vice Captain Graham Davies and Kathy Parry.
We arrived at Barrow High School, we were all about the same height as Mrs. Carl. Now we're a lot bigger and a lot more mature. And we have to thank her as being one of the most important people in our lives over the past 6 years as regards to school. She may not be a ruthless dictator, as Brett said, but when she tried to stop us playing cards in the study, that was all most people could take. And after that, a few incidents happened, but she was the person who was there doing her best for us. And I'd just like to thank her on behalf of Year 12 for being a good form advisor. And I hope that our marks in our HSC reflect the effort she's put in to get us here.
Thank you very much to all of Year 12. I have known most of you since you were shorter than I am. Most of you have outgrown me. Most. Some people I still speak to. Some of you will remember my theory about tall people and the difficulty they have pumping oxygen to certain parts of the body, namely the brain. Mostly the short people will remember that, which simply proves my theory to be correct. Some of you may also remember another of my boring sayings, that there's a big difference between growing tall and growing up. It's good to see that all of you in Year 12, tall or short, have now, in your years at Barrow High School, grown up. You are a unique group of people. As individuals, I can honestly say at this stage in our lives that there is no one in Year 12 whom I dislike. There is no one in Year 12 of whom I haven't seen the best qualities. And I know that all of you have those good qualities, and I hope you all take those good qualities and those good qualities grow in you over the years. You're also unique in another way. You are the biggest group, the most numerous group, Mr. Erskine, Mrs. Oliver. Over Year 12 people ever at Barrow High School. In the past, senior school was mainly for highly academic people. Future doctors, the future lawyers, future English teachers. Not all of the members of this Year 12 are highly academic. To me, that's unimportant. I hope it is to you as well. During your years at school, you have learned with varying degrees of success to answer exams and to pass exams, we hope. At the moment, that's probably one of the most important things on your mind, the most important goal in your life, perhaps at this stage. However, a year from now, most of that will be pretty unimportant. It won't matter a year from now whether you got 57 or 73 in maths in the high school certificate. That's why I hope that in your years at Barrow High School you've learnt other things. I hope you've learned to question, to think and to make decisions. I hope you've learned to make the most of all the opportunities that life inevitably will give to you. And I hope that you've learned to look beyond yourselves, to think, consider and understand some of the world and the people in it. It will be strange from now on not to have you next door studying. I will miss you, despite what I've said. But you are ready to leave. And so you must go. I give you my very best wishes for a happy and fulfilled future for every one of you. And thank you.
Oceans apart, day after day, and I slowly go insane. I hear your voice on the line, but it doesn't stop the pain. If I see you next to never, how can we say forever? Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. I took for granted all the times that I thought would last somehow. I hear the laughter, I taste the tears.
Pretty good when they scrub up.
I was going to say they all scrubbed up very well.
Yes, you can feel proud of them, I think.
You never know, from the classroom.
Yeah.
I don't see them in the classroom, Graham. Do you see them in the classroom?
I see when they come home from it.
If I see you next to never, how can we say forever? Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how my heart breaks, I will be right here Mr. and Mrs. Right on my way.
Tonight,
Okay.
0 up and that's
He's not really. He's a standing.
he's just standing. How's it turning out? As good as you hope?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's really, really good.
That's the fact that you have. Where's your partner? Excuse me. Come on, turn around.
Two very fine young people.
Does that have anything to do with anything?
Oh, yeah.
It does. You enjoying your night? Last night?
Oh, it's great.
It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What would you say to the year 11 coming up? I mean, what would you say to Sharon, for example?
Sucked in.
Sucked in. You're anticipating her farewell next year. She look forward to.
Oh, great parties.
Great parties. That come from Karen. I didn't realise ballroom dancing was so aggressive. Yes, lots more. What is it about the 50s music that you like best?
I got a special camera if you keep this up.
Sorry, this is nowhere near. What was it that embarrassed you most?
My parents.
Parents? How on earth does getting parents embarrassed you?
All I've got to do is go out of the house, Mr. Arkives.
Really?
Yeah. You embarrass me quite well, actually.
Getting back to our museology, okay? What is that 4-unit comment that you made about music of the 50s?
It said, the music of the 50s is very good, they just didn't play it. Will you leave me alone now?
Okay. Now you're setting that as an assignment for Mr. Lyons. Do you want a 400-word essay before Monday?
I want a 400-bar piece of music.
Okay.
That's Nadia. Nadia, turn around and talk to me.
Talk to the camera.
Is this for school, is it? Hello?
This is for you. It's your memory. This is your life.
Well, I'll never get to see it.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
For $20, you can get to keep it.
I don't have $20.
Don't you?
No, so you better wipe me off there.
Oh, listen, what are your worst memories of Barrel High?
One of my favourite hobbies.
No, seriously, your worst memories of Barrel High.
Mr. Bicetti.
Mr. Bicetti is your worst memory.
Roll call.
Roll call. What happened there?
Oh, lots of things.
Yeah?
Getting locked in the cupboard, things like that.
Locked in the cupboard with Mr. Bicetti. That is a sensation.
No, not with Mr. Bicetti.
Absolutely, mate.
What are your worst memories of Barrel High?
Teachers.
Teachers in particular?
No, we love the teachers. Yeah, but we won't mention them.
Jenny, any comments on Mr.
No, actually, I don't know who my favourite teacher is. I get on well with
Who's your favourite teacher?
Mr. Ashford.
Really?
Yeah, me
Pin-up
too.
boy?
No, not me.
Pin-up material?
Yes. Mr. I want to say something.
Yes?
I just want to say that I miss Mr. Moriarty here very much because
I think it's sad.
I really wanted him to be here because
Send him a message. Send him a message.
Hello to Eileen from Australia.
Oh, we're really truly missing you. Here, Mr. Moriarty. I want you to be here. You're my favourite teacher.
Win the night's, what is it? What's the award?
Pardon?
Square award. Yeah? Is this how you'd like to be farewell?
What?
Is this how you'd like to be farewell?
Yes, I guess so.
I mean, is this group upset well enough?
I've heard worse.
Are you enjoying it? Yes. Yes. Very much. Anna. Going well?
Fabulous, darling. Quite frankly, I think there's a whole bunch of hysterics here. I'm bored to tears, actually.
Just waiting for the right guy to come and ask him then.
Yes, but mind you, the right guy is otherwise occupied. I'm not going to tell you, you rude old bugger.
Progressive Church, are you? She's gonna go, she's gonna go, The judge, he said to me, young man, in case it is proven clear, I'll find that Charlotte Gardens. I brought her pretty wonderland, and the hair hung over her shoulders. I laughed with a black dog. Thank you very much. They're doing so well. One more round. Come on. There. Of silence.
Have they been? I don't want to say. I mean, I've tried to say nice things about them all night.
Well, get honest with us.
Well, look.
I mean, have you felt the 6 years?
Felt them?
Yeah.
Every grey hair in this head can be attributed directly to a
this
problem in this world. Yes. They've grown up and I've grown old.
Right. Okay. All right. But you've loved them. They're like a family.
They're like a family, yes. I'm glad they're not my family. But yes, they are. They're like a family. Yes. Yes.
All right. Now,
very close.
Actually, I liked your words of saying they've grown up and it's nice to see them.
They're going away.
Going away.
Wasn't meant cruelly. I'm glad they're grown up because they're such nice grown-up people. It's good to see them growing
Goodbye,
up,
Mrs.
going
Carl.
away,
Farewell.
and moving on. Bye-bye.
Righto. Listen, Nadi, maybe you can give us some opinion on this. Why were there no tears?
Oh, no one cries. I never cry.
Don't you?
Now, a lot of things like this. Why would you cry when you're finishing school? It's the happiest moment of your life. Get up.
Mrs. Carl, would you please... Is she upstanding or what?
Well, we look like teachers, don't we?
Yeah.
Which teacher? Student? I look like class teachers. No, find that out tomorrow. I'll take that. Yeah.
No, not
yes.
You're going to be on video. Look at this. Okay, here they are. This is the gang that brought you your meal, right? And we're still alive and talking about it.
Still surviving.
Okay. There you go, ladies. You're going to be on video, national television. Well done, ladies. Congratulations. And Another successful P&C production. Congratulate you on a fabulous night. On behalf of Year 12, I think they're pretty well delighted with your efforts.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arkives. I think they enjoyed them. They themselves, they all seem to.
Yeah.
And I think the Year 11s were fabulous, the way they all worked together to prepare the night. I found it really excellent, the rapport between Year 11 and 12 for this night.
Well, for some reason, tears seem to be absent this year. Did you notice that?
Yes, I thought that was great.
Yeah, I think it's
nobody
because
sort of burst into tears and sort of collapsed at the end.
It seemed they were just enjoying themselves so much that they didn't have time to even think of this being a finishing up or anything.
Yes, I think the way the speeches and the dinner interspersed this time, that was a bit more unifying, I think, and then the dance afterwards was the culmination of it, and they all got in and enjoyed themselves. Parents, teachers, Year 11s and 12.
Okay.
I'm Batman. Well, here we are once again, Robin. At Barrel High School. Yes, Batman, you are totally correct once again.
God, is there anything you don't know?
It's up to us, it's our duty to cleanse this school of the rotten scum.
Holy hairy legs, Batman! We forgot Biggie!
Yes, quick, Robin, to the Batmobile. Did you break wind, son? No time for that now. We've got to clean the school, the intellectual scum.
It's up to us to get rid of all the riffraff.
Commissioner Gordon gave me a list. Robin, the bat list. Guide your rotten son.
Thank you, Robin.
Hold that, Robin. Batman, here are the list of names that belong to the dictators, the filth, the scum, and those who we're all sick and tired of winning everything. Those people which I call upon, please make your way to the back front. Number 1, Mr. Cahill'S. Mr. Locker. Mr. Locker? Okay, he's not here either. Over here, Mr. Locker, please. Up. Here, to the back front. Mr. Pearl. Mr. Pearl's not here. Okay, Mrs. Carl. Mrs. Carl.
She's not here.
May I inform you all, as it is in the interest of your own safety, that we planned a full-scale raid on Wales and have captured Sarah Romney. So there's no escape. Number 6, Mr. Manwaring. Mr. Cahill'S, please make your way to the back front.
Any last words, Al?
Why didn't I stay home?
Mr. Smith here.
Mr. Cahill'S.
Number 8, Mr. Newell.
Is it true, Mr. Pearl, that you consistently interrupt this year's Year 12 by writing irrelevant garbage on their blackboards and sticking 500 application forms in their faces? And Mrs. Carl, wherever you are, is it true that you put your Year 12 students through hell for 6 years?
Yes.
Mr. Maverick, you think you look smart in this suit, don't you?
Holy redlegs, Batman, there's the Joker! The head is Jezebel! Pick the Batmobile!
Today we have some exclusive ranges of designer fashions that you can be seen worn at the fashion house of Barrel High School. To start with, we have Mr. and Mrs. McRae. Schultz, or Schultzy. She has many different looks. The romantic look, which is perfectly suited to her. Oh, doesn't she look lovely? Come on, give it some applause. And we also have the fruit and vegetable look. Now, I'm sure you've all seen this. Wearing her lovely fruit and vegetable. It's called the neck brace, which is worn very elegantly. As you can see, it's truly indescribable. Terrible, terrible. Aren't they lovely? Thank you very much, Miss Schultz. We now have for you a lady whose name you might not know. Of course, it's the wonderful Miss Smith, our librarian. Miss Smith spends most of her time in the library, and she has adopted the typical trend of library clothing for this. Wearing the hair in a bun and green or brown clothing. This understated image works very well. Isn't she gorgeous? Now I'm sure you all want to go up to the library and see Miss Smith after this because she's so... We have some wonderful specimens for you today. Mr. Launders. He's rarely seen without a tracksuit, and it has seemed to have become a second skin for him. And he does like those fashion accessories of a folder and a pen, and he's hardly ever seen without. And last, but definitely not least, we have the science department. Collection. They show a trend towards a mixture of intellectual outfits and outdoor ensemble. Mr. Manwaring is often seen resplendent in his many shades of green. His three-piece suits are a perfect combination for every occasion. Mr. Conlon, with his stylish corduroy pants, cleverly uses his car keys as a chic fashion accessory. His Irish ancestry is portrayed through his choice of green, 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 and occasionally even green shirts, offset by splashes of green. Mr. Ford prefers bright and cheery Hawaii-style shirts. Excruciatingly tight shorts and trousers. These clothes are designed to give an illusion of height and abundant head foliage. Unfortunately, Mr. Ford is the only person who is fooled. Mr. Bearstooty has a small problem with clothes. Which must cover his abundant figure. His grandmother is able to fill his needs in this department, however, making large jumpers made to measure. Mr. Parry is quite obviously the trendiest guy in the science department. You may not have noticed this due to his shy, quiet personality, but have a nice look at him because he really is very trendy. All these classy, sophisticated men have floppy terry-toweling hats and practical outdoor, excursion-proof attire for those trips into the wilderness. today up on the stage, please.
Hear ye? Hear ye? Hear ye? You've all heard how God created earth in 6 days and rested on the 7th. But through recent study, it has now been concluded there was a 2nd week of creation. It was now the devil's turn. On the first day, the devil cried, "Let there be torture," and barrel high was formed. And he was pleased with what he saw. On the 2nd day, he cried, "Let there be boredom." And teachers were born. On the 3rd day, the devil felt there was something missing. So he said, "Let there be slavery." And lessons were invented. And the devil was totally ecstatic with what he saw. On the 4th day, saw thunder and rain. And with this new inspiration, the devil said, "Let there be dreariness." And thus the uniform was invented. Then came the 5th day, and the devil wagged it. So nothing much happened on this day. But he was still pleased with what he saw. On the 6th day, the devil cried, "Let there be paradise." And the green room was formed. On the seventh day, the devil couldn't care less what happened, so he fell asleep. But he was still pleased with what he saw. But the Lord wasn't. And so he set about to change things. The Lord shouted, "Let there be year 7 to torment the school for the following 6 years." He cried, "Let there be year 8 to break the teacher's will with their misbehaviour." And he cried, "Let there be year 9 so they can wear anything but a uniform." They could be permitted to wear They can wear jeans, tracksuits. They can wear anything that doesn't look like a uniform. And then he created year 10. He created year 10 so they can go to athletics carnivals and pub it. And then he created year 11 to sit outside the front of the school and have private love affairs and make obscene gestures which would really bring down the school's name. And so a balance of good and bad was created. But both God and the devil wanted to win at any cost. And amazingly, at the same time, both created year 12. I've got to read this part out. These tremendous, loving people who continually wore uniform, obeyed every rule, and studied their gallant hearts out, were the ones who improved barrel high standing in the community today. The reason why I just told you this is totally beyond me. It might have been because I wear red socks on my birthday. But thanks.
Teacher. But enough of the bull. Let's introduce our contestants for the week. Our first contestant, and representing the Maths Department, all the way from sunny Willowvale, Richard Barrett, come on down. Richard's achievements include reaching the status of head of the Maths Department, and he is also the home brew drinking champion of 1988. Big round of applause, Richard. Our next contestant comes all the way from Boring Burradoo. Representing the English department, it's Catherine Oliver. Catherine, come on now! Big round of applause to Catherine. Catherine's achievements include switching from extra mile to super mile. Our next contestant comes all the way from Yucky Yarranwool and representing industrial arts and having absolutely no achievements whatsoever. Keith Newell, come on down! Our next contestant, one of my favourites, all the way from nowhere, representing PE department. She knows who she is. Debbie Fielding, come on down. Come on, Debbie. That was Diane. Her name is Diane. Okay. And lastly, to represent the science department, our current champion and all-round nice guy, nice little guy. You guessed it, it's 40. Come on, 40. Big round of applause for 40. Now, 40's attributes include creating a new cocktail drink called the leg opener, and turning the biggest bunch of losers into the worst football team you've ever seen. Okay, I think that's right. And last, but certainly not least, our next contestant is infamous for his wild parties. A big round of applause for none other than Pete Box! Pete Box, come on down! Okay, contestant, know the rules? No. Right. First question, Mr. Barrett. First question to Mr. Barrett. Oh, he's back. Big round of applause for Mr. Box. First question to Mr. Barrett. Who wrote "Arise, Black Vengeance from the Hollow Hell," and at what time?
Shakespeare.
Wrong. Shakespeare, but at 2 o'clock. Mrs. Oliver. What is the cosine of the triangle ABC using A as the subject?
42.
Hang on.
I may not be good at mathematics, but So do you know the meaning of love?
I'm good at mathematics, but I don't know the meaning of life.
Next question to Mr. Newell. Oh, the answer. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Mr. Newell. Good old Mr. Newell. What is the genus species for the common cat? No help here from the biology teacher? Wrong. Felis domesticus. Close. No cigar.
I think that was a pretty good answer.
What was that?
I thought it was a good answer. It was pretty close.
Spit. Miss Philby. Miss Philby. Easy, easy, easy. How do you pronounce this again? Thank you. In what year did the oligarchical revolution take place in ancient Athens?
692 BC.
Could you repeat the question?
I can repeat the question. What colour underwear am I wearing? Wrong. Black. Mr. Boggs, who must go before the champion. Who is the best economic student you have ever taught?
Justin.
That's right. And last but definitely not shortest, what is the square of 2, or what is 2 squared?
They always ask this other question. I don't know, my palpitations.
He's right! He's right! Okay, just a quick score check on those. Mr. Barrett, nil. Mrs. Oliver, nil. Mr. Newell, nil. Mrs. Spielding, nil. Mr. Ford, correct. Mr. Boggs, correct. Both Mr. Ford and Mr. Boggs are allowed to step to the side of the stage and take no further part in the penalties. Big round of applause for the two teachers. Okay, now, being a non-sexist show, certainly, big room. Being a non-sexist show, we're going to put gentlemen against gentlemen. You can see behind you a balance beam. Knowing the athletic gentlemen they are, if you could just have a look at your penalty. What you must do is run to the balance beam, on go, pick up a pillow, trolley your way to the middle, and the first one to get 3 hits on his opponent wins. Or you must pay the second penalty. On your marks, get set, go! It's far less strenuous and far easier for the ladies. Not being a sexist show, all you have to do is be that was actually a draw. That was so good. Give him a rip. The first lady who can find 3 jelly beans without using your hands in the pie. 60 seconds. Go! That's 1. Go on, Miss Silver. Go and give us some encouragement. 2. Round of applause for the 2 ladies. Thanks very much. Round of applause for all the teachers who take part in Win Up Teacher. Thanks very much.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, students and staff, I now have great pleasure in introducing to you the Barrel High Prima Donnas. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to witness culture at its height. I'd like to tell you now, they have practiced long and hard, come from miles around to do this. So look now or forever hold your peace.